Folks, the Summer League is over for the NBA. Golden State Warriors officially done. California Classic, Las Vegas. Let's break down the team. Our draft picks, Will Richard, Alex Toohey, the G League players, people trying to still make it in the pros. How do they do? Let's go over the record, stats, and some of the standouts. Randy Silver Warriors Digest here for you. So is Arthur. Any information that you need, Warriors trade, rumors, free agency, games, etc., etc., etc. We got it for you. Please like and subscribe. Put out a Kuminga video earlier as well. Let's just show you quickly Summer League stats. The winners was Charlotte. Haven't won anything in quite a while. Maybe finally they're actually building to something. You look at the Warriors, folks. They ended 3-2. Not ideal. Winning record, which is good. If you look at points per game, where the Warriors fall, pretty low. We have some bad shooting games as well. Warriors, when you look at them right here, 84 points a game, not where you'd want to be. And we're going to break down why, because you look at their field goal percentage, folks. Yeah, you saw that initially, potentially 39%. This shooting team shot the ball really well. But fair enough, this may have been the least experienced team in Vegas. Why? There was no Quinten Post. He was out. He re-aggravated his ankle injury. I think I have it right here. 1 second. Let me pull it up for you. Yep, here we go. Quinten Post was supposed to be the bell cow of this team. Did not work out. He injured his ankle, which he was dealing with in the second half of the season before the California Classic, so he did not play. I like that. Be safe rather than sorry with him. It's just Summer League. He spent time at Golden State's facility working out and was courtside in Vegas watching. So still around the team, probably was in the locker room as well, doing some good things, was just not playing. That gives you someone who's a better shooter across the board as well. When you look at how they did, again, shooting-wise, this team did not do good. If you look at their three-point percentage shooting, one game they were awful. It was like in the single percents. But they improved it over time to only get to 27%. Again, they get 3 wins when this is how your efficiency is scoring. It says that you're playing some decent defense as well. When you look at their overall plus-minus, Charlotte, again, who won, was a 14-2. Warriors plus-minus right here, minus 2.4. So that means that they were basically giving up 2 points more a game than they won. But of course, like when you get blown out, it goes up bigger than that. You look at the Warriors roster again, just showing you, making sure we're all on the same page. Golden State Warriors. Teron Armstrong. We signed them from Australia last year. He looked good. Maybe it wasn't as quick twitchy, and again, comment your thoughts as you would like, but he showed the development in the G League and was successful. We'll break it down in a little bit. Will Richard, again, drafted from Florida. They had him play more of a 3-and-D type of position. Looked nice. Looked very nice, especially when the Warriors don't have any money. You need players who can be cheap, who can fill positions. So if we look at the Warriors, again, Steph, Dre, and Jimmy account for 80% of the salary cap. This is why the Kuminga situation is going on. This is why they couldn't get anybody because of the Kuminga situation, etc., etc., etc. All they have is a taxpayer mid-level exception, vet minimums, and youngsters on rookie deals. So Kevon Looney walks 2 years, $60 million, $8 million per year. Warriors could not offer him that deal. So where Richard can come in, 3-and-D player. You know, Dunleavy said he wanted to draft somebody who was ready to go, could step in, fill a role. You didn't think maybe you get one in the second round? Well, Warriors have done a nice job. TJD, you can think of. Quinten Post, you can think of in the second round. Again, Warriors did not have their first pick this year because that was traded to Miami. So they just had the second round pick, and they traded that for a second round. They do have their own first for the foreseeable future, which is good. Hopefully, good things happen from them. And who knows what happens in 2 years when Butler, Draymond, and Curry's contracts are up. So you continue on. Again, Bolden's been in the system. Alex Toohey, the other draft pick coming from Australia, he will be in the G League. He had some moments of like nice play, but he's a bit slow, wasn't quick twitch. and needs some development to be able to fight. And again, he's 22 coming over to the NBA. That's what the G League is for. What I did like early on, California Classic, seeing Isaiah Mobley, how he played, his scoring, his efficiency, getting the paint. Chris Mannon showed like he did some nice stuff as well. And then I saw a lot of people in the comments talk about Coleman Hawkins. They liked the plays that he was providing this team and did a nice job there. So if we go to some overviews again, let's just talk about Will Richard, second round pick. Looks like it could be a steal. Let me move it. Chris Mannon in the game against Cleveland, 182-71, 17 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Nice. But again, Dunleavy wanted somebody who looks like they could be directly fill into this team. And they give the Reddit post credit here for the summary of everything. He was not the number one scoring option for this team. That was Mannon, that was Mobley. He played 3-and-D, the type of role he would play on the Warriors, getting used to it. He averaged 10 points on 48% shooting in 4 games in Vegas. Was attacking, was fierce, was loud on the court. Defensively, a bit handsy at times, but that's something you can teach and you can get out of it. So I think he will earn a spot on the NBA roster, especially looking how there's no Horford yet, there's no potential Melton, there's no XYZ. They need somebody like that who's cheap, who maybe can get some minutes and grow into a bigger role throughout the season. Two-way, though, I think he will be like Quinten Post. He will be down in G League, and maybe he'll come up as needed based off of injuries. The question is he a two-way player or a just full G League player, and they convert him up eventually? I think he'll start G League. Again, he's really young. At 6'8", he does have good size, has some nice layups, had some nice plays he made, but just on ball, wasn't the quickest. Defensively, wasn't shifting his feet a lot. Didn't have burst getting there, so wasn't able to get around NBA caliber defenses. His poor shooting as well wasn't a good showing. Lane Wilson can coach, so he's the new G League coach. A lot of these players on this team, he's been around as the video coordinator with the G League team. Nicholas Kerr, Steve Kerr's son, has moved up from the G League team head coach, now being a part of the Golden State Warriors staff, leaving a spot open where Lane Wilson took it. And he had the least hairable roster potentially in Summer League for this year. Again, though, Quinten Post, a bunch of bench warmers, G League players, et cetera, rookies. And they went 4 of 8. They won 4 game again, 3-2 in Vegas. And that means, of course, that they won 1 game in California. He can coach, folks. He got a lot out of this team. Again, he knows a lot of these players as a coordinator, by video coordinators. He knows the X's and O's of the game well, and he will be coaching these players in the G League. So if you see somebody like Alex Toohey get better as the year goes on, Armstrong, he's been with them all last year, getting better. Quinten Post, getting better. He has a big part in helping them on the court and off the court through the X's and O's and physically. So it'd be good to see how he continues to develop this team, especially, again, when 80% of the roster is tied up in financials to Butler, Curry, and Green. There's not a lot that can be done. And then lastly, again, Armstrong, can he come in and be a focal point, a backup point guard? If we look at the roster again, let me go right here. You got BP, you got Curry. You don't really have another point guard. So can Armstrong come in at cheap and be a backup point guard? Like Pat Spencer last year, gave you good minutes when was needed, was called on. I like Pat Spencer a lot. I wish he was still here. Actually, did Pat Spencer sign somewhere? Let's take a look, folks. I haven't heard, actually. I don't know. Pat Spencer, NBA. Is he signed? Contract? Did he get signed yet? No, doesn't look like he got signed yet. So can Armstrong come in and help this team and be a good backup point guard? We saw great flashes of brilliance of him in the G League last year. I think he'll be a two-way player in the Pat Spencer role and be able to help out when needed in injuries. So folks, comment your thoughts on the Summer League. What you like, didn't like. Of course, we're now kind of going into the dog days of summer of quiet basketball, and we'll keep you updated on everything signing-wise with Kuminga and other potential Warriors. See you soon.